Okay, so this is part 3 of this video on how to adapt a low pressure circuit onto your Rainbird high pressure sprinkler heads. I'm out on the front porch now. Earlier I showed my garden application for my tomato plants. But here the situation is I've got just 2 pots with a couple of boxwoods that I want to just drip irrigate on the front porch, so don't want to have to water that with a bucket every day. So I'm over here on a corner Rainbird sprinkler that probably looks a lot like this when it's in the ground, and this would work with any sprinkler. And you see there's 2 outlets here, one on the bottom and one on the side, and typically when you buy these you get one plug and the bottom is open for the ability for you to put in your high pressure line to supply this sprinkler head. So what I do is I remove both of these and I put the high pressure in. It doesn't matter if you go in high pressure here or down on the bottom. It's your choice, whatever works for your location. But one of these gets a high pressure inlet and one of these gets a low pressure outlet. So I'm going to show you that adapter that I've rigged up and used for years and had no problems whatsoever. The alternative, as we mentioned earlier, is to turn this sprinkler head into a completely low pressure drip circuit, which I don't want to do because I got more stuff to water out here on the front patio. So I'm going to keep the Rainbird high pressure there, and I'm going to put in a low pressure off of one of those adapters rig to take down the pressure so you don't blow out your drip irrigation. And so what you got to do is just tap into that, and this line here should be high pressure when you tap in. This one is not. I'm going to fix it. I'm not going to video that, but I'm going to remedy this and put the correct high pressure line here, and that'll go to here. And then after this I will put in the low pressure tubing to go up here on the porch, and then off of this low pressure tubing I'll hook in my drip, so I'll get a supply going to those plants with a drip. And this is nice to have this little skinny drip irrigation. This can run underneath the doormat out of the way where it's not walked on up close to the house, so it's hidden. And so the hardware to do this, you can go get this stuff anywhere, Lowe's or Home Depot. I've got 2 different examples here of the low pressure reducers. They're available commonly. Great, I got an airplane going overhead. Let that go by. So I'm probably going to use this one here today, and this will screw on here. Okay, and that's going to take our pressure down, and from this point on we can go with the low pressure tubing. So this is an example of the low pressure tubing here, and I've got the high pressure as well. You can see the difference. So you can see the thickness on the right there is the high pressure, and these thin walled over here on the left is your drip low pressure, and you can punch in to that plastic tubing wherever you need to for your drip circuits. So we've got the low pressure reducer there, and then off of that I'm going to install one of these. You don't have to use this special one. It's got a screen on it. I like to do it because it traps out any particles that could clog up your drip. You could just go straight to your drip with a normal drip type sleeve, but I'm going to put this screened one on here, and I'm just going to loosely tighten this for now for the video, if I can get this working. Need 2 hands. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like. And I'm going to bury this. Right now I'm just pulling this above ground so you can see how I'm doing this. But I'm going to bury this down nice and neat. And it's going to come up here up the side of the concrete. And it'll be set to go. From there, we're going to add the low pressure tubing, the skinny walled one. And you're in business. And I've done this for years on my property in a couple different locations where I just have some tomatoes to take care of, or a couple of pots, or even a single pot, and it works fine and save you a lot of money. And hopefully this was helpful. I couldn't find anything on the YouTube regarding this type of adaptation, so I thought I'd post this to help other people out. Thanks for watching. Bye.